Peace to the gods, peace to the earths, peace to the righteous throughout the planet. Knowledge the wisdom, and you can understand it. This magnetic law, I'm calling from Morocco, building from Morocco. And I was asked to give a brief explanation about the African Heritage Museum and Cultural Center here in what they call Seattle, what we call Morocco. First of all, I'd like to let you know that myself, Magnetic, I've been involved in it since I've been probably about 17. And another God by the name of King Allah, his father is actually the founder of it. And they actually came and seized the building here. Well, it started out, actually, it wasn't that building, the Coleman building. It was actually, they were going to build a police station in the middle of the black community in about 1980, I believe it was 85 or 88. You know, so the community rallied against that and said, no, we don't want a police station here in the middle of our community because that attracts negative energy. That's not what's needed. We need a cultural center. So many people came to the table from the black community, from the Black Panther Party, primarily the Republic of New Africa, the Nation of Islam came to the table, a lot of Pan-Africanists came to the table, and a lot of nationalists came to the table in support of the idea. Then there was another building that became vacant, which was the Coleman School, okay, which is on 23rd in Massachusetts, in the heart of the black community. So classes started going on there, exhibitions were going on there. This was in the early 80s. You know, a lot of good stuff. Concerts happened there, art exhibitions, positive cultural activity. And this was the place historically where the Panthers had done free breakfast programs, sickle cell anemia, you know, talking to people and shooting them to the clinic. So this was like this school, Coleman School, now known as the African Heritage Museum and Cultural Center. It's a center of our community. And it's also 3 blocks from the Eritrean African Community Center. So, you know, this is a very important place to us. We've been struggling since, I'm gonna say, the late 80s to get the building. You know, in the process of this, other entities have jumped in and tried to steal the building. Okay, even though we have the purchase and sale agreement, the Urban League, the Seattle Police, the Seattle Public Schools formed a partnership and formed a false LLC, and somehow they ended up with the building, even though we have the purchase and sale agreement, ownership to the property. Okay, so it's some weird stuff going on. We've been trying to get this in court, federal court, outside of this jurisdiction, because we know we can't get justice in this jurisdiction, because it's the city, Seattle Police, the Urban League, and Seattle Public Schools in league. So we can't, if we go to a judge around here, they got them in the pocket. We've been trying to get this to a national and international platform where we can talk about this and put it on a world scale. So the world can see how many of our human rights that are on the list of human rights lists, when you read the Declaration of Human Rights, one of those things is that you are supposed to have a facility for cultural education. That's a human right. No one gives that to you, but the space is supposed to be afforded to every ethnicity, every culture, to have a place where they can actually live out their culture. This is our space, the African Heritage Museum and Cultural Center, where multiple gods and earths, Truth Allah, Benevolent Allah, Quest Allah, rest in peace, King Allah, Magnetic Allah, Divine Allah, several gods were on the founding council to bring this into existence and have put a lot of time and energy into this. So, you know, any support that any gods and earths can actually give to, you know, add on, right? Particularly in us seizing this building, okay? Letters of support, videos of support. When you come to Seattle, stop by the place. It's on 23rd in Massachusetts. If you know people in the area, please send them by, because we have a situation. They're saying we're holding the building hostage. Actually, they're holding the building hostage from the community. We want to use it. We have programs. We teach. We have babies. They don't have any babies, but they're in our building with the police with them, Seattle Public Schools with them, City of Seattle with them. That's kind of where it's at, family. So if there's any other questions that you have, you could, actually come to my page, Electromagnetic, that's spelled ELECKTROMAGNETIK, on Facebook. Direct your questions, Let's build about this. Let's talk about this, because getting cultural facilities in a lot of these places are not being used. A lot of these schools have been shut down. So if we're getting them and using them for a positive purpose, that's good for the building, that's good for the community, and that's what Allah did in the beginning, right? The Urban Street Academy was just sitting there. So he said, well, I got use for it. I got babies right now. We got programs right now. We got to teach them right now. Let us in. And this is the same kind of situation, but this is an urban league who doesn't want to see that type of process happen. But all things can happen. All things can happen through organization and through, collective work. Peace to my gods, peace to my earths. Talk to you soon. Magnetic.